Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on BeamNG Drive, going to be taking a look at the latest update. A new game mode has come to Beam. Not perhaps one that I would necessarily expect per se, but it is rather interesting. We've actually got two new parts to it. We've got this light runner section. You can also go and build your own custom tracks. I'm going to need a bit more time to get used to how that one all works. But we have got these custom twiddly, brightly lit neon circuits. There are varying difficulties. Let's go start off with, I hope, a fairly nice and simple one. There are 4 cars that we have got to, well, I say 4 new cars we've got to play around with. I don't actually know how they differ from any of the normal versions, outside, of course, of the fancy neon glowiness, which we will see very, very shortly. It does all look very good. It does all look very good indeed. Here we go. Just take a little bit of time to load in. Here we are. Look at that neon yellow car. I mean, it's practically a FailRace city that we have got going on here. I'm hoping that this car should have the grip that I want. Now the corners themselves are pretty steeply banked. This game mode itself reminds me a lot of Distance. I haven't played that game for a very long time, but certainly the look and so on, the feel of everything is very Distance-esque, bar the incredibly mean stuff. I have loaded up quickly just to check everything was working. I did a silly spin, just don't worry about a silly spin. It isn't quite the same level of meanness. Well, certainly we can't jump the cars, but we don't have things like sudden barriers, as far as I've seen anyway, to jump out. This is more about trying to keep control of the cars on these long sky tracks. Oh, of course, consequences for if you balls it up, quite severe. And that's I say always the strength of Beam when it comes to whatever sort of racing, because of the damage model, because of how the vehicles, get destroyed. If you do have a crash, it sure as hell hurts. And you're driving on a big old Skytrak, you're going to fall quite a long way. The other thing, and the other always interesting challenge, is when you're running alongside walls. There are a lot of walls around here that you can brush into. Now, on a normal kind of racer of this style, you hit those, doesn't matter, you ping off them. Maybe you'll lose a teensy tiny little bit of momentum, sure, but it's not really going to do much to your vehicle. Oh, that's a loss of speed, ploughing into the first corner, because the banking will help turn your car, but it doesn't stop it from being mighty sketchy as you throw the vehicle in and hope for, oh, this is where we're going to hit the wall. Yeah, so pinging off the wall in a normal game, maybe you'll lose momentum, doesn't matter too much most of the time. Pinging off the wall in this, brushing the wall at 100 miles an hour, you'll snap steering, you'll bend wheels. I got away with that quite well, actually, in the Whatalights. All things considered, we've lost a wing mirror, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse. I'm trying to be brave here. Nope, too brave, too brave. And then when you do inevitably ask too much of the car, you fall off and splat on the floor. Everything's broken. Everything is very broken. That car's not going to move. That's every axle's gone, engine's gone, drive shaft's gone. That's a poorly car. One of the wheels is still spinning, and it's also disconnected. I can't actually put the brake on anymore. Steering works on one wheel. One wheel has got a working steering. So that was an easy circuit. That was an easy circuit. I mean, I made silly mistakes. Shall we go have a look at a tougher one? I've gone for the 200BX for a run around, I think it's called Light Scar, this one. Picture showed like lots of different, there's kind of lots of different routes, or maybe it all loops are back on itself. Not entirely sure. We will go and give it a try though with 200BX. Likely to be a slight bit slower, perhaps, than the Whatalights. Good God, where is this going? I have absolutely no idea. I think different colours have different like walls around them. I think the orange parts always seem to have some big sort of sturdy walls that you can't really, well, you won't fall off, you'll hit and bounce off. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just different parts that have got different. Oh, good God. That is pretty much fully on its side through there. Yeah, sometimes you've got walls, sometimes you've just got like a little lip that you can fall off of. Are we going to be good to go flat through? We're probably going to have to be going flat through here. The camera, I mean, let's face it, this is not exactly what you expect from Beam, and the camera does at times go a little funky. It's not too bad on these wall rides. I mean, let's face it, GTA 5 has tried to put these in. Oh, we almost got away with it. We almost made that one stick, but then we're not going to. It's not a place you want to have an accident right there. Uh-oh. And then the other slight challenge is, can a car survive a fall off of the light circuit? It looks like the answer is going to be yes for this. I don't know what the ground is like that we are on. It has survived. Not very well. I say not very well. And I've had cars running around the Endurodrome that come off considerably worse than this. It's a little buckled. It does turn left a lot. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with the steering there. That's just how it drives. It does turn left an awful lot. But it is still drivable. Well, there goes part of the video. Can something survive? Admittedly, it fell off at one of the lower parts, but you can see the track weaving its way around up there. Let's have another go. I'd like to be able to complete around here without falling off. This is quite a fun circuit. Shall we go for a little bit of terrifying first-person experience? Now, this, of course, is always going to be a little bit better in some places for running around the banked sections of the circuit, and in some places it's a little worse than running from third person. Like when you're dealing with loops, there are a couple of circuits I saw that have got loops, and the third-person camera does struggle to deal with them. You'd naturally want to go to first person. However, there are times where, of course, it is more difficult from first person, especially as these sort of turns from first person that are difficult, because you can't really see where they're ending. You just sort of throw the car in, hope for the best, and that's that. Shall we run a little lower on the banking? Like, you can position the car better, but sometimes getting off of the corner is where it's difficult there. Whoa, because you're never quite sure where it's going to come to a sudden end. This is you kind of drop into the corner, counter steer a little bit so we don't fall off, but then not too much, otherwise we're going to start losing the back end. And I think we now start plummeting back down again towards the, I guess towards the start finish, like back towards the original route. It's kind of a cool little circuit. We're going to then dive down here. Be careful, because these corners are not as steeply banked as the other ones. Not really sure what gear I want to be in. And that, I think, would be probably a lap or something. Got a little twitchy on the way through there. Okay, fairly straightforward once you got the hang of it. Although if you run too high on the course, you've got about to 1.7G going into one of these corners. Can we get to 2G throwing the car into one of these banked turns? Probably not, actually, because then, oh, I tell a lie, we're at 2.5G. Never mind, ignore me. I was curious as to how sort of extreme they were going to be on the old G-force. I mean, maybe we'll go from the top to the bottom, possibly, like a really big throw. 2.7G, don't get distracted looking at the G-force bar. It would be an easy thing to do. Hold it. I was looking at the G-force bar. Ow! I think we hit like 7G in that crash. There's a flaw there. Still not quite sure where we are. We are landed on our wheels. Somehow, the engine still works. If I had a diff that let it, it would still drive. Amazingly, we've got one working wheel for steering. Yeah, it's when things go wrong, they go wrong big time. We fell off the very top of the course. Where is the course? We've lost the course. We crashed so hard, I've entirely lost the racetrack. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. It was just behind us. That was a big off. Right, on to the next circuit. So, the next track is called Neon Course. I've opted to have a run with the Moonhawk, theoretically the least controllable of the cars. Looks like a technical wiggly spaghetti circuit. In fact, there looks like there's a loop there. That's going to go well. Not very good at GTA 5 loops, let alone having to loop cars on Beam with... Whoa, that's a tight corner there. Yeah, this is going up in difficulty, which of course you want them to be doing. There is going to be less margin for error around here, and less margin for error just in general with this car as well. As we head on to the red section, this is where we're going to go. Oh, good God! It's to the loop. we had, and I don't know where my car is, we actually managed to get quite lucky in all of that. Positioning was pretty spot on for the loop. Don't fall too low on the turn, otherwise we'll have a silly off. It's fine. Definitely don't want the back end of the Moonhawk stepping out. It's carrying okay speed. We're just kind of looping our way up. Oh, there's a... No. I wasn't quite prepared for it to come off, because you're kind of like, you're turning in and you're using the banking to turn the car, and that's all very well and good. However, when the banking starts to end, you've got to slow down, because there's just not the grip. And I wasn't quite aware the banking was ending until the last second. That's a really nasty place. That's done some bad things to the... to the Moonhawk. That's a really nasty corner. You've got to be... well, it's like 100% ready. You've got to be ready that that turn is actually coming to an end, to know to slow down, otherwise you're going to go for a big crash. Sort of a similar thing here, perhaps at full kind of racing speed. You turn in and it's sort of starting to be a banked corner, and you maybe throw it in expecting the banking to catch it and take the car around, and then it doesn't. Well, that was me not steering very well. So you've got to be careful on some of these turns. You can't just always throw the car in and hope for the best. Now, we are to the loop, not too badly around there once more. I'm pleased with that. I think this was a track I actually briefly tested, as this is where I saw a loop and I fell off it the first time, and I was expecting to fall off it plenty more, but apparently not so much. So the banking is going to come to an end here. We are lower down on the course. Oh, big oversteer moment. Don't tap the orange. I know it's tempting, but do not tap the orange. I mean, black and orange road should surely lead to an almighty roll somewhere along the line. As it is, it seems like we are okay. Oh, and that's the lap. Okay, it's not too bad or a lap, although this first corner, we're going to run and brush the wall. Uh-oh, no, get back down, come on. Keep the car on the, I say tarmac, not really tarmac, I don't know. Keep the car on the neon. Yes, that's definitely where we want it to be. Now, once more through the loop. It's fun, a fun little mode, this one. Oh, we've missed the loop that time. Oh, we've stayed on the loop. No, we're not going to stay on the... Well, we're going to stay on the loop, but we're also not going to be able to get off the loop. Well, we've stuck it on the slide. Oh, we've got it beached. We have got the car entirely beached. As I said, it's a fun sort of time trial mode and a very different sort of driving. We're going to go on to, hopefully, the hardest circuit. I'm kind of curious to see if it does get extra specially mean or not. I mean, the loop's a little difficult at times with the camera, fighting the camera. I'm kind of hoping for like sudden walls and stuff that you're going to have to deal with, although I'm not particularly expecting it. And our final glowy vehicle, the SBR4 high power all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, probably pretty nice, probably pretty damn good for this sort of a thing. Oh, that looks fun over there. Don't quite know where it is. We'll go and find out what we might have to deal with on this. I think this was Zenon Highway, something along those lines. Fairly long track at 8 kilometers. So plenty of places for me to screw up. Don't know how much speed I can take into this first corner. Those blind crests. Like, it could be a really banked corner that you can fly the car into, or it could be a very lightly banked corner. Like here, I don't really know. Whoa! We can't fly that. Well, we have flown the car into that one. Hello, glowy highway of lights. I am arriving with a broken car. Yeah, when you crash close up to those, you know, they are just glowy highway of lights. But amazingly, the car actually still runs from that. Hold on, the engine's starved of oil a little bit, but does this really still drive? I mean, loosest of terms, does it still drive? Kind of ish. There's a lot of wobbling. Right, let's not go flat out into these corners, or the blind corners. You're not going to want to be going flat out into whatsoever. We will. So we have a little lift. This first one here is not too bad, but we'll have a little bit of a break on the way in. The second one we definitely can't, because you go over the crest and you get air time. These are fun sort of time trial places. As I said, oh no, that's too much speed as well. I thought I'd got that one right. Oh, land it! Excellent landing right there. Perfectly flat and broken everything. Yeah, as a time trial venue, this is fun and it's something different. It's not what I expected from Beam. It's probably not a game mode you're necessarily going to spend, an area necessarily going to spend a huge amount of time with, per se. It'd be kind of a fun thing for like multiplayer races around this sort of thing, as it is just straight up time trialing. I'm not sure I'm going to be spending a massive amount of time on here. The course creator is interesting, and I will be curious to see what people can do with it. God, slow down there. We're going to get some hot brakes through all that. Ooh, going into a tunnel. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what people can do with it. These circuits, while, you know, fun enough to drive and a little bit challenging, they're not excessively mean from what I have seen. And yeah, if you like sort of leaderboard hunting, you'll probably enjoy trying to get the cars around here. It's interesting having this kind of environment with more realistic handling cars. I know Beam's handling model is not always perfect and can do weird things, but this sort of game will tend to have very arcadey, ultra grippy cars. And you know, the Moonhawk is going to slide around. The Moonhawk is going to slide around a lot. This will probably be your highest grip vehicle. The others, rear-wheel drive, are going to move around, so you're going to have to, of course, contend with that. Oh, please slow down. There we go. Just made. I was worried about that corner. It does get quite steeply banked, but still. Where are we going next? Oh, God. Please make it through there. Either way, it's a, yeah, fun little addition. It will probably be a little bit like the autocross. All the procedurally generated, random generated little technical circuits that you kind of play around with a little bit from time to time. I mean, I love autocross probably more than I like these sort of high-speed things, so I'm more likely to use autocross personally, but this is certainly something that you will dip in and out of from time to time. And as I said, it will be interesting to see quite how extreme some of the circuits get. We're just going to run flat out all the way up this long spiral. Sure. I'm expecting something bad to happen at the top. Yeah, that. Knew that one was going to happen when you're carrying that speed, and I should have been ready on the brakes a little bit earlier. I love how my ABS is apparently going off as I was on the brakes there. Oh, Christ. That's one squish. That was from a very high height. Pretty much lost the engine. Before I go, one more circuit I want to have a look at. So, this final venue is called Nosedive, and I saw the picture. It looks pretty mad. We'll give it a try. I think it's basically a or not quite vertical, but we've got to try and get the car into here and then keep control of it. This is, oh good God, I can't actually see where we're going. I probably got it. Christ. Okay, that's more like it. That's more like the roller coastery sort of thing that I want. Bloody hell. That's mean. Now, a couple of things we're probably going to want to do. A, go to first person. B, can I just stick you into neutral? There we go. Now, into neutral we go. Oh, that's a terrifying thing. We're probably going to overheat the brakes going down this section. Alright, much easier to see where you're going rather than fighting the camera. I don't know what speed. Okay, I'm doing a lot of miles an hour. We're doing a lot of miles an hour down here. It's not too bad from first person figuring out where we're going. This will be an immense amount of G-force we are about to hit going around here. I would presume 3G. It actually blew the tyres. 3G and it killed. Well, I think 3G could well have been more than that. Oh, that's not a fun angle for anything. I mean, it's definitely not a fun angle for much there. Pretty sure that's the rear suspension by the driver's head. Whew. Okay, this is more like it. This is much more, so much more like it. This is sort of like mean courses that I could see being the appeal of this kind of thing. Straightforward time trial, perhaps not so much, but this sort of stuff, try to get the cars to survive. Tyres and whatnot are going to be an interesting. Again, you don't normally have to deal with that. You don't normally have to deal with the tyres exploding, going through insane levels of load. So perhaps we're going to have to try and slow the car down slightly here. Brakes are going to get very, very warm doing that. Oh, we lost one tyre. I mean, that's okay. Surely nothing bad's going to happen with any of that. Now we can maybe get through the gears. I'm trying to get it to a gear that can get us going again. Very difficult. You could probably make fun courses as well. just like a, well, I sound like a roller coaster, but like no engine courses, just leave it in neutral and go. You could probably have some fun building courses like that as well. I know there's a tyre flapping around. The nosedive part, very good fun. Very, very good fun on this. Don't know where the rest of the course is going to go. Oh, we're going to lose the back end. Oh, well, yeah, with one tyre down, that's not going to be the easiest of controls through here. I don't know where the rest of the course is going to. Going up into the red zone. I'm kind of surprised. I guess we have got the ESC is probably doing a lot of the work, helping with the car, stopping it from going too out of control with a tie down. Still doing surprisingly well, all things considered. Is that a jump? Please be a jump. Although the landing might be a bit sketchy if it is a jump. Uh-oh. Please be the finish line if it is going to be a jump. Geronimo! Oh, it is the finish line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we're going to have... we're not going to see the... Well, we might see the crash. We might see the crash. We're not too far away from the floor. Anyway, that is the new light track racing game mode on Beam. As I said, standard circuits are fun enough to drive around. I think it's the course creator part and how creative and clever people can be with it that will probably be where your time will lie. You know, that nosedive section is pretty good fun, and you can imagine a course made up of more technical and nastier bits along those lines. I may well have a play around with the course creator, see what I can do. It will take me a little bit more time to learn that one, but I'm sure we can come up with some interesting bits and pieces. Oh, I wondered how far we were going to fall. I'm pretty sure we just lost the entire engine out of that car. Pretty sure that's clinging on, but only just, isn't it? That engine is definitely not where it should be. Well, that is going to be it for this video. There goes the engine. Goodbye, engine. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.